In order to build your dream social life, you have to know what it looks like. You have to be able to close your eyes and imagine the kinds of people you're hanging out with, the activities that you're doing, the goals that you're accomplishing. If you can't see what the dream social life is, if you don't have an image of it, then someone else is going to build your social life. I don't know about you, but throughout most of my summers from middle school to high school, I spent alone in my room playing video games. I remember there was this one summer, I literally called it One Piece Summer, like in my head, because that's all I did. I just woke up, watched One Piece until like my mom yelled at me to come eat dinner, and then I would continue watching One Piece all throughout the night until I heard the birds chirp in the morning. That was like my key to go to bed. I slept through the day, woke up, watched One Piece, got yelled at to eat dinner, and then just repeated that cycle over and over and over again. And while I technically enjoyed myself watching my favorite show, that was no way to live. I knew I should not be living like that. I knew that I was just wasting away. I wasn't creating good memories. I wasn't living life. I was just rotting. Every single summer, for every single year, was just the same thing. And I know I wanted more. I wanted friends, like actual friends, not just the people in class that you talk to because they sit next to you. I wanted actual connections, not just these school friends that you're buddy with because you're sitting next to each other and you guys make some funny jokes, but as soon as the bell rings, you guys never speak to each other again. No, real friendship. Like the power of friendship type of friendship, bro. Where was that in my life? I wanted it. I desired it. Where was it? If you don't know me already, my name is Dale the Legend, and I help young men build their dream social lives. I've made hundreds of friends in college, throw large events, and run a club with over 40 members. When I went to college, I wanted to change my social life forever. I tried my absolute hardest, pushing myself to meet more people. I had social anxiety, but I pushed past it. I went to parties, I spoke to people next to me in line. I made videos, like social anxiety challenge videos to push myself and meet more people. And sure enough, I indeed transformed my social life. I remember I would go out to parties. I had my group of guys, and then we would hang out with the group of girls. We'd go to the parties. We would walk in, and I knew like so many people, and it was just awesome. It was everything that I wanted. Friends and fun and memorable experiences. This was it. This was peak. This was the life that I wanted. Until I remember one day, and it wasn't even just one day, it was multiple days, where I would come back from these parties and I would close the door. And I remember it was specifically when I would close the door, I went from feeling super hype because I was just at the party and I was hanging out with girls and everything, to just feeling sad and empty. It happened so many times. As soon as I closed that door, I just felt this overwhelming wave of sadness. I just wanted to drop down to the ground and just like burst out in tears. But like low key, I couldn't even do that because like I just conditioned myself to like never cry. So like even though like you maybe like feel the emotion that you want to cry, like you just can't cry because like you're a guy, right? And you just have that internalized, right? You don't cry, right? I just felt empty. Why? Well, it turns out this new social life that I acquired for myself, the party lifestyle, wasn't for me. Every single day I was waking up late. I had goals and things that I wanted to work on. I wanted to grow my YouTube channel, but I was always tired. I was trying to pursue self-improvement, but I was putting myself in an environment where people were actively destroying themselves. I remember one time my friend came up to me and he was like, he had like this big old gash on his eye. I'll never forget. It was this huge gash. I'm like, bro, what the fudge, bro? Who did this to you, bro? And he told me like he drank so much that he like passed out and cut his face on like a table or something like that. He did that to himself. And I was just putting myself every single day in these parties where people were just actively destroying themselves. Now me, I never did drugs or anything. I never smoked, never drank, ever in my entire life. And yet, I still went to these parties, bro. Why did I do that? It's because if you don't have a vision of what you want your social life to look like, someone else will decide it for you. Everywhere I went to a party school. People would talk about the parties. They would say, yo, partying is amazing. This is awesome. This is so fun. My roommate convinced me. He was like, yo, Dale, I know you're trying so hard to meet people. You're meeting so many people that everyone on the floor is calling me Dale's roommate. People are calling me Dale's roommate because you're out here meeting everyone. Good job, good job. But yo, Dale, you gotta listen, bro. All these girls that you're meeting, if you actually want to get them, you gotta go to the parties, bro. That's how they're gonna know that you're cool, bro. You gotta go to the parties. Everyone was telling me this, go to the parties. And I did, and I had fun, but it didn't fulfill me. Because it's not what I truly desire. It didn't come from my own brain. I didn't see a dream, like my dream, like peak 10 out of 10 lifestyle wasn't me going out to these parties, bro. It wasn't. So when I realized this, I quit. I stopped going to parties and I watched almost instantly my entire social life just like went away. All of a sudden I was waking up early while everyone I knew was going to bed late. My schedule completely flipped around, so I wasn't seeing my friends, my best friends, like I usually was. And once again, I was alone. And for the rest of that second semester, I was pretty much alone. But all of that changed when I learned how to be a leader. I remember the next year of college, I decided to start being an initiator, a person who made the plans, a person who could have a vision and make it a reality. So I sat down and I said, hey, what do I actually want? I wanted to connect with my friends. I wanted to make good memories in a safe environment where people weren't harming themselves, where there's no possibility of like getting shot. Like actually, yeah, low key. And I started throwing game nights. I would sit around with my friends. We would play board games. We would laugh. We would talk. We would just connect. And I really enjoyed this because whenever I would meet someone new that I wanted to develop a friendship with, I could just invite them to these game nights. And every Friday, I just threw these game nights and I invited people and I got to know them better and I just felt this huge sense of happiness because I was finally building the social life that I wanted. I could see it in my mind and I took steps forward to make it a reality. I think that's a big problem that we have is that we're always waiting for someone to come and save us. We're waiting for that social guy to invite us to the party or to the event. But if you do that, if you sit there and wait around, most likely that person isn't going to come. I think to be happy is to be aligned. To be happy is to have goals or a state of life that you want to achieve and to be living that life or moving towards it. If you want friends, if you want social connection and you're not aligned to that goal, if you're spending all of your time at home, not pushing yourself to meet people, scrolling on social media, frying your brain, not living like true to yourself, not like being yourself, not like pursuing your passions or anything so you don't have anything interesting to talk about, right? If you're not aligned to your goal, then you're not going to be happy. I wanted to make this video because I feel like there's a huge psychological aspect to social skills. I think it's way more than just talk to people. I mean, maybe essentially that's what it is at its basic, like lowest form. Like if you want to get better at talking to people, talk to people, like obviously, right? But I think it's so much more than that. I think it's so important that we build our social lives. I feel like so many people just disregard it. They just don't think it's that important. It's low on the priority list. So they never improve it. They just focus on their studies or their job or whatever. And of course you want to pursue those things. But you also want to pursue your social life as well. You want to have balance. For some reason people don't do that. They don't take care of themselves. They don't allow themselves that space to have that connection, to just isolate themselves. You can sit down and you can think of the dream social life that you want, the type of people, the things that you guys do together. You can sit there and imagine it, and you can actually make it happen, bro. It literally doesn't matter like how special or niche you think you are. Your people are out there, bro. The fact that you're watching this video, if you relate to everything I'm saying, that's proof. If other people are watching this video, if the view count is more than one, then that's proof. Your people are out there. You just have to find them. Close your eyes and envision them. See it, believe that it can be achieved. And if you can, then you can make it a reality. If you don't do this, if you don't have something that you're trying to build to fight for, then someone else is going to give you. If you don't prioritize your life and your goals, then someone else is going to prioritize it for you. Thanks for listening. If you want to learn more about social skills, I have a full course which you can check out with the first link in the description. Go and watch in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, yeah, yeah!